Okay, so after you left, I was thinking to myself that I should say something about my recent move to Harlem, which took place last Friday. So I've been in the homeless shelter system for more than a year and a half. I started out in Manhattan at 30th Street. I had met with a publisher, gave me a ride in the town car down to the shelter. I think I'm the only person who ever arrived like that. And I was working on a book proposal to get me $100,000 that I spent 3 months on. That didn't work out, so I'm left in the shelter system. So I was at Manhattan for 6 months, and I published an article called The American Gulag, Oppressing People Through Poverty, which was about the shelter system in 30th Street. So that gets published, and the next thing I know, I'm transferred to the Bronx for people with severe psychiatric problems. Because they saw me that way, even though I don't take any meds and I don't have any diagnoses. It was bureaucratic dysfunction and whatever else went into this, but lo and behold, that's where I am. And I'm supposed to do a reading at the public theater, and I can't get these assholes to give me a late pass to do it. So I become discombobulated, end up going down to the public theater, drunk, doing my reading, which actually people really liked. But nevertheless, I'm out of that shelter. So they send me to Fort Apache in the Bronx, Jerome Avenue, pure chaos. Gangs run the neighborhood, gangs run the shelter. I couldn't sleep, I didn't know what the fuck to do there, so I kept running back down to DHS and demanding a transfer, which I got after 3 weeks. So I end up in Brooklyn. I'm at a hotel here, former hotel called, whatever it's called. And it was easy breezy, you know, but you still have a curfew, you still have a security check every time you come in, and it's just dehumanizing. So when an opportunity came for me to move into my own place in Harlem, a single room occupancy, I took it. But you know, when you move this much, it's very discombobulating, it's disorientating, and it's exhausting. Because every neighborhood you go to, you have to establish yourself again. And in the meantime, I'm also a published author, published speaker. I spoke at the UN just a couple of months ago. And I don't think I should be flopping around like this without money. But what I do is not appreciated in that way. So this is where I am. I'm back in Brooklyn today in a park where I like to hang out with my friends. This is Chief.
I'm in shelter life for maybe the past 6-7 years. I used to live on the street. 5 years. Going through all tribulations and get out of there. Eventually, I found the home on 177 Woodward. I lived there. Then somebody gave me a little steel to play. And I played in the park for 18 years. From there on, I did a commercial in Sex in the City. That's it, cheap. That's it for me.